Tell them about it, man.
You know what I mean? Praise the mighty Yah. But look here,
Praise Yah.
we got uh Moreh. No, let me say this right. Dr. Moreh Yoel about to come on in 2 minutes.
Okay.
He gonna come on in 2 minutes. I'm gonna let him give us his resume, but I'm gonna tell you what I know about him.
Okay.
Like I was saying earlier, he's a doctor and a Moreh. That's a teacher.
That's a right. Right.
That's a
That's a
teacher. You
teacher.
understand? So you know he know his stuff. He know what he talking about. He been in Israel. If I'm not mistaken, he was born into this. So I'll let him correct me. But if I'm not mistaken, he was born into this, man. He been knowing who he is his whole life. He's been teaching the word of the Most High to many, many people in various places. He's an organizer. He is a brother. And I know he's a brother because when I came to Philly, he just reached out and treated me like a brother, man. I'm always gonna remember his brotherhood that he showed me when I got to Philly. And he's a great guy. And he's an author. He got a book out. He got another book coming. I'll let him tell you what the books are. And this man, he's prolific in the nation of Yisrael,
Oh man.
doing his thing. So we're gonna bring him on as soon as he's ready to come on. And I think he's ready. Dr. Moreh Yoel. Can you hear me? You there? I think he froze up.
Yeah.
We'll let him unfreeze.
There you go.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, brother. Praise the mighty Dr. Moreh
All
Yoel.
right.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
All right. Shalom, shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom.
I was letting them know who you were, but you go ahead and let us know, man. Let us know about your book. Let us know how you came into knowing who you are and what you've done
Dang.
in Israel.
First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor to the Most High Yah and thanking him for life, for health, and for strength. Just thanking the Most High for another day's journey, for this past Shabbat, and just for being amazing. Thank the Most High for the awakening that's happening amongst our people, and it's good to be a part of it. It's good to see it. It's good to witness it, because, like you mentioned, I'm a fourth generation Israelite. Actually, goes back to my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother. They were all part of Israelite communities. And so I was blessed to be actually born in this way of life. And it's an honor. It's a time that I actually didn't look at it as an honor, because when I was growing up, it wasn't something that we were proud to say that we
Right.
were Israelites, because you couldn't find a Hebrew or anything anywhere. So as time went on and we started to learn more about our culture, we gained a sense of pride and just thanking the Most High for being who we are. And so I thank y'all for my ancestors, for my great grandmother, my grandmother, for my mother that instilled within us this culture. And being born in this way of life, I did grow up in a congregation. The congregation is called Congregation Temple Bethel. I would say one of the largest Hebrew communities out here right now in Philadelphia. And there are some Israelite congregations that actually stem from Bethel Temple. So I want to give honor also to my teachers, Rabbi Deli, to Rabbi Bowen, to many of my elders, especially one of my favorite elders, Rabbi Windsor, also Zakian Elnathan out of Philadelphia. And so these were my teachers, and I thank y'all for the knowledge that they instilled within me. And I thank y'all for allowing my parents to have stuck in this culture, because if not, then me and my siblings, we wouldn't be in it right now. And so you look back, man, we remember not being able to go out on Friday nights, man. As
Mm-hmm.
a kid, we'll talk about the hardships that can create sometimes, and when you're living in a society in this world where people don't understand the Sabbath, and going walking a couple miles every Wednesday night for Torah study, walking miles every Shabbat to get to class, and walking back for years and years and years. And you're talking about attending class on Friday night at sundown, right? And not leaving until 2 in the morning. Got get right back up at
Mm,
8 a.m. for service and being there all the way the entire day until sometimes 2 p.m. in the morning. You
mm.
know, and so and being one of the only young people I remember growing up in my congregation, and I thank y'all for it, but being one of the only young men that really took this life serious in a sense of study, sitting up under the elders, wanting to know why we did what we did, questioning things, and told y'all for putting people in my life, elders in different congregations that we wind up coming in contact with that took you from a religious aspect into a cultural aspect.
Yeah,
Because the way we grew up like black Jews.
yeah,
We grew up, having the bar mitzvah, what I
yeah.
mean, wearing the tallit. When I was in high school wearing a kippah. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? Wearing fringes. You know what I
right,
mean? And I'm almost 50. I'll be 50
right,
this year, and I was doing this in high school
right.
30 something years ago. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Or
mhm.
40 years. 30 something years
Right.
ago. And so it's a blessing, man, to still have love for my culture and even more defined love for it. And so that's a little bit of my spiritual background. I actually left the congregation when I was about maybe 20, 21, because it was differences that I started to see. Like I wanted to know why are we keeping a new moon?
Right,
Why are we giving tithes? And
right.
why are we not keeping this law or that law? And sometimes when you get older, and you start to question things that sometimes people don't have no answer for, or it becomes offensive to them, it's just like growing up in your parents' house. Eventually, if you don't like the way the system is going, what you got to do? You
Right.
gotta you gotta move on. And so, and that's not always a bad thing that I learned. Sometimes it's the
Hmm.
creator taking, because no matter how much we love the fifth grade and the fifth grade teacher, no matter how much you loved her, you can't stay in that grade for long. And so the
Right.
Most High has to elevate us, and I'm sure y'all can all relate to this. Y'all
Yeah.
has to, take us different places, just like Moreh Yoel, this radio station, brother. Even your walk and your story and how y'all has, I seen you posting the other day, and of since 2004, right? And
Yes,
how
sir.
y'all has blessed you with so much, your Eshai, the knowledge of truth, attending conferences. You create a resume of growth and progression. And
Yes.
so, like you, I thank Yah also for the resume he allowed me to have. And so, after I left the congregation when I was about 21, I started my own congregation called Bates and Dake in Philadelphia. And
Hmm.
it kind of grew, and it was nice for about a good maybe 10 years. And then I started another community in Philadelphia with Sal Rabah and a brother named Karutz. And we actually, from there, started something called Anshe Yisrael. And we've done a number of things, man.
Hmm.
In about, I guess, 12 years ago, we had a building in Philadelphia. I had a group home I had. We did a number of things.
Yeah.
And then the creator just, I'm giving you the condensed version.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
creator, woke my spirit up to move down to Charlotte, North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And now, man, I mean, I'm grateful, man. I mean, like, look at this, man. You don't see this in most places. You know what I
Right.
mean? This is just beautiful, man, to be able to, come to out the city into a more peaceful environment
Yeah.
that the Creator, He blesses us to be in. And so now what I do is I run a number of communities via virtual line and Zoom. I'm a part of a number of organizations, such as the Calendar organization that we
Hmm.
have.
Hmm.
And, I do a number of things in the Israelite community. I try to be an advisor to as many Morim and congregations as I can be. And I would like to say that I like to be known as a person that kind of connects people, brings this person together, that person together. And the community that we have now, and the brothers have done a great job with creating a whole, a record label,
Yeah.
Yehudi Gang with
Yeah.
Moreh Eitan and
Yeah.
the brothers in Fort Worth, Texas. And it's just so many things, man, to mention that I'm just grateful to the Creator for. And so
Yeah.
that's just a little bit about myself and
Praise.
my I have 10 children, three grandchildren,
Did you say
and
10 children?
everybody's yeah, brother. I got grandchildren, brother. Yeah, and
10 children.
guess what? And everybody's in his way of life. You know
Praise the
what I
mighty
mean?
God.
And so I have 14 aunts and uncles. Everybody in his way of life. You know what I mean? And so all of my siblings in his way of life, and so it's my children in his way of life, my
Praise.
grandchildren in his way of life. You know, in Hebrew we call it door to door, from
Hmm.
generation to generation. And
Yes.
so I thank y'all for those things. Um, I recently battled kidney failure. A
Yeah.
lot of people may have seen my story online, and I had a case of high blood pressure that I had for years.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm an advocate for brothers making sure we take care of our physical health. And I didn't even know, man, that I had high blood pressure for years.
Right.
I had no indication of kidney failure, no water retention, no headaches, no problems urinating, nothing, brother.
Hmm.
I just
Hmm.
happened to go to my job one day, and I had to get a TB test. You know, where they just
Hmm.
test you to make sure you don't have tuberculosis. And so when I
Right.
went, they took my pressure and was through the roof. After
Mm.
that, I went and got a PCP. Found out when I went to the doctor that my kidneys were gone. Had no kidneys. I'm not
Mm.
talking about nothing working. And
Mm.
so from there, I went to see a brother of mine who was an understudy of Dr. Sabi. His name
Hmm.
is Dr. Patrick Delves out of Grenada, and spent some time with him. And I was too far gone for healing. You know, sometimes you could
Mm.
be to that point where, yeah, certain body parts can rejuvenate themselves, but the kidneys
Right.
are one of those body parts that really don't rejuvenate itself. You know,
Right.
and especially when you at stage 5 and you have none. And so
Wow.
I spent 3 years on dialysis. And oh man, brother, it was one of the worst experiences ever to be young and to be going to dialysis for 4 hours a day, 3 days a week. You
Mm.
know what I mean? It could change your whole life, and it tests your patience, it tests your
Yeah.
belief. And then to have people, brother, to see you suffering and not step up to the plate and get tested.
Mm.
That's one of the hardest things to swallow even today. You
Yeah.
know, but guess who came through for me? It was the creator. You
Yeah.
know, so
Of
three
course.
years of dialysis, the creator allowed a stranger out of the blue, to actually donate a kidney to me,
Mm.
and the creator returned life back into my bones,
Praise you.
and his spirit rejuvenated in me, and so I got all praise and glory and honor and something to be thankful for, man. Y'all just tremendously great, man. So
That's beautiful.
hope I didn't talk too
Oh no.
long, but
No, no,
it's
no.
an
You
honor
good,
to be
man.
on this podcast with y'all brothers, man. And I'm praying that the Creator will allow this podcast to be successful, to be able to reach people, bring them together, and give His name glory and honor.
Praise mighty God. That's what we're trying to do. And right now we're doing this marathon, webathon, 12 hours. We've been on 4 hours now. And we're raising money for the poor to buy them clothes and to give
Okay,
them
Kang.
clothes. And so that's what our mission is today. And in doing such, filling up the 12 hours, I thought it'd be a beautiful thing if we just brought as many people on that we can to just testify to the goodness of the Most High, like you just did,
Kang.
and
Kang.
to let people know what's going on. You mentioned Yehudi gang. We was just banging some Moreh Eitan.
Kang. Kang.
Moreh, I think it was Moreh Maccabee that was featured on there, and
Yeah.
so they be jamming, man. They be
Yo,
jamming.
man, I'm so proud of these brothers, man, and
Yeah,
also the Mishring, man, and man, music can do, and yourself, man, you have some great music. Like
praise,
music, I always tell the brothers, man, music is way more important than teaching.
praise
And
you.
I mean, what I mean by that is that it reaches more people.
Right, right, right.
Music will reach more than a teaching will reach.
Mm,
And so I encourage the brothers, man, that in their music to put the teachings in it,
yeah,
put the Hebraic thought in it, put the culture
yeah,
in it,
yeah.
because those things are going to be able to reach the ears of the people and the vibration of the people way before they listen to a recording of a teaching.
Right. Praise Almighty Yah. Hey, let us know the name of your book that's out now and the book that's coming out.
Gang. So the book that I have out right now is called the Hebraic Thought of Passover, and it's a great book, man. I thank the Most High for allowing me to actually get it published. I have about 5 books getting ready to come out, and I'm working on each one because got to leave a legacy in writing. Like y'all have recordings, people will be able to go back and see y'all recordings and be able to see some of the things that y'all doing is on record. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
like when we leave from this earth, because we're all spiritual beings having a physical experience. And when we
Right.
leave this earth in our physical form, we want to be able to have a foundation of something that we've left behind on record. And so the name of the book again is called The Hebraic Thought of Passover. It's really inspired by my teachers, and it's questioning how we keep Passover.
Right.
People don't even know that Passover really is 2 ways of keeping it: the memorial versus the actual Passover.
Mm-hmm.
And certain things we can't have. We can't have wine. We can't have ferments and yeast. And people don't even know that when it comes to Passover and what we can and cannot have, that is not just bread. We got to talk about liquids too,
Yeah.
because in Hebrew it uses a word called kametz and seor. So kametz and seor talk about the things that we can't have and we're supposed to remove. Well, those things are also liquids. When you go to
Yeah.
Numbers, the 6th chapter, it uses the word kametz in there when it's talking about vinegar. Well, vinegar is a liquid. And
Yeah.
think about it, right? We can't have bread because bread has what? Yeast in it.
Yeah. Did he freeze?
I think so.
Oh man, he was getting into it.
Right.
Let's see if he could come back. He was getting into it about the yeast. Can't have yeast during
Mm-hmm.
Passover, and of course vinegar, which is something you cannot have during
That's right.
Passover. I think he froze on us though. Well, I don't know if he can hear us, but we can't hear him. But it seems that he froze up,
Yeah.
and I don't want to just remove him. Oh, he fell off. Maybe he'll come back on because I want to give him a proper outro.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. We got another co-host making it like good old times.
Oh man.
We're gonna make it like good old times and bring in our other co-host. I hope she's ready. She used to be one of the voices behind Blessings on Blessings, y'all.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, she running away.
Yabnael
Yeah,
Gabriel.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, she ain't ready. See, she ain't
I
ready.
am. I am ready.
Oh, you
Oh,
ready?
okay. We don't see you though.
I don't know why.
All we see is
Turn
It
your
all we see
says
is
everyone
black.
can see and hear you.
They can see and hear me, but all we see is black. Dr. Moreh Yoel's back with us. Shalom, Dr. Moreh Yoel. You back
Shalom,
with us?
shalom, shalom. My apologies. My phone kind of overheated outside a little bit,
okay.
and so I had to walk in.
Okay.
But I was mentioning the book, and the book is talked about Passover, some of the things that we can and we cannot have, and
Right.
I was alluding to liquids too. And so just like we can't eat bread because it has say or in it. In Hebrew we say or. Uh, a lot of people just refer to it as yeast, and things of that nature. But just like we can't have solids like bread because they have yeast in them, and because they have ferments in them, we can't have liquids either that have ferments like
Mm-hmm.
beer,
Mm-hmm.
and so forth and so on. So, and I was mentioning scripture in Numbers the 6th chapter because in that chapter I actually talk about say or kamitz, the
Mm-hmm.
things that we can't have during Passover being a liquid in that chapter. And so the book just breaks down a lot of things like that, man. It breaks down the things that we can and cannot have for Passover. Brings up some of these psychological ramifications of things. It brings up the physical impacts that yeast have on the body, on both men and women, not
Yeah.
just yeast infections, but also causes of asthma. And even the book talks about what we call spring cleaning, Passover cleaning, right? When the creator says remove these things out of your home, it ain't
Right.
just the things we eat because yeast is also bacteria. And so it's about time to clean the house out from those molds and those things in the house that release bacteria in the air that we get asthma from, and that
Yeah.
impact our skin and things of that nature. So my book goes into a lot of the details like that, and just trying to bring Hebraic thought, some of the Hebraic words, and life culture, because we have to elevate what Passover is about. And my book doesn't add or take away. Everything is based on Hebraic thought, scriptures, and things of that nature. So I'm actually all the proceeds go towards at least 75%, 8% of the proceeds go to us helping the poor, the fatherless, and the widow. And
Praise
so
God.
I pray that the book could be enlightening, and I'm going to lower the price on it. Y'all willing? I'm gonna cut it in half, and so that way it could be a little bit more accessible. The book I think right now is about probably $25. I'm gonna take it down to probably $15 or $12, just so
Okay.
the knowledge could be more accessible to the people. So the next book I have coming out is going to be on the origin of a day. What is a day?
Yeah.
How does the day begin? And then the following book is on how a week begins.
Right.
What's the origin of a week? The origin of a month? The origin of a year? Everything from Hebraic thought and coming directly from Scripture. And
Gotcha.
so these are the books that I have. One that I already has completed is one on the contradictions of the Besorder, the New Testament.
Yeah.
And this is not to slight any of my Messianic brothers, because I love them like I love my Torah-centered brothers. There's no division. But the
Right.
book is about just bringing some light to help us understand one another. And so that book is already done. And so I'm just praying that the Creator give me the strength and put the resources before me to get this material out there. And again, I have a website for anybody that wants to check it out.
Let
The
us know the
website
website.
is www.yahweh, YAHWAY,
Say it again.
is
Uh huh.
www.yahsway,
Uh huh.
and the number 7
Mm-hmm.
.com. Yahweh, the number 7.com. And on
All
that
right.
website has a number of free pamphlets, free resources that people can get. A lot of our information on there. We also have a YouTube channel for our community, and that channel is called Yahweh. Also, Yahweh Hebrew Foundation. You can go on YouTube and locate a lot of some of the teachings there. We also have a calendar website. Our calendar website is www.oncc, like One Nation Calendar
Mm-hmm.
Council. So
Mm-hmm.
ONCC Council, COUNCIL.com. So that's www.oncccouncil.com.
Gotcha.
All right. And so I'm sorry, let me repeat that again. ONCCcalendar.com. My apologies.
Gotcha.
Yep, ONCCcalendar.com. And on there, we have our list of holy days, and we do our actual sightings. They come from the land of Israel. And we actually go out and do visible eye sightings with witnesses of both the moon and picture witnesses, because we can't be false witness, right?
Right.
If you're not telling what you actually saw or heard, then you could be considered not an accurate witness per se.
Right.
So it's nothing like actually when we proclaim new moons and things of that nature, we're proclaiming them off of actually what we've witnessed. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so that's just a number of things going on.
Praise
And
the mighty Yah.
hope I ain't go all over the place.
Oh no, that's what you came here for, to let us know what you got going on. Just to, because we want to be able to know each other and hear what each other is talking about. We want to be able to come to North Carolina and rock out with you, and we want to be
Gang.
able and we want to know each other. That gather y'all saints. That's what this is about. When we want to do things to help feed the poor and needy together, and just lift up the mighty name of the Most High. And that's what you're doing. And we want everybody to make sure they support you and support what we're doing here. So praise the mighty Yah. We thank you greatly for coming on, Toda Rabbah, and we look forward to dealing and hearing from you again.
Can definitely, and we're going to make a donation on behalf of our community to this show as well, and to
Praise
the
God.
cause I have going on. Because at the end of the day, it reminds me when I was sick on, like I said, kidney failure, for,
Hmm.
on dialysis for 3 years and suffering. My color gone, my getting a long needle stuck into my veins,
Right.
blood coming out of me and back
Mm,
into a machine. And you go through it. I went through congestive heart failure. I
mm,
had 6 surgeries.
mm.
I went through it all, man. And it's one thing to have people saying, hey, I'm praying for you.
Right.
I appreciate that, right? But then there's another thing to how the book say. Sometimes, it's about what we do, right? Not what we
Yeah,
say. You
that's
know what
right.
I mean? It's just like serving the Creator. We send our prayers up, what we're going to do, X, Y, and Z, but He judges on what we actually, not what we say, but what we do.
That's
And
right.
so when I was sick, man, I appreciated prayer. Don't get me wrong, but what could have helped better for me is people actually going to get tested,
Yeah.
because I was a match for anybody. My blood type was a match to receive anybody's kidney.
Right.
So it wasn't about trying to find a match. So it's about really, man, our people helping one another. And
Yeah.
even for many Israelites out there on having kidney failure and needing some guidance, they can always reach out to me, man. And I tell them, how to the things to eat, things not to eat.
Yeah.
What dialysis is about. If they ever have to go that route, how to get on a list for kidney transplant, things of that nature, man. And to my brothers, man, we got to make sure that we getting our pressure taken.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give nobody no big spill of health and things of that nature, but it's important. We have to get our blood pressures taken every once in a while, and
Right.
make sure that we are cutting back on the salts and eliminating them out of
Right.
our diets, because job we ain't here, you know. And so I said all of that to say that it's one thing for me to speak on the show, accolades and encouragement, but it's another thing to donate and to do
Yes, sir.
and with action. So, I don't want to be like people was with me when I was down, like,
Right. I got
hey,
you.
bro, you all right, hang in there. Yeah, we feel your
Right. Right.
pain,
Right.
But there's
Praise
another
God.
thing where we can say, you know what? Let me see if I can get tested to help this person.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Let me see what I can do to ease their life.
Yeah.
And so for anybody out there suffering, man, if you got relatives and you love them, help them out. Don't see them suffering and struggling. Go get tested, because you can live with one kidney. It won't impact you at all. I
Mm.
got an uncle that gave a kidney to another uncle 20 something years ago, and they both doing fine. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So if you know somebody, you got a relative, a loved one suffering, help them out. Do something to save their life.
Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah, brother. We appreciate that in your words. Very strong, very powerful, very meaningful. And we praise the Most High Yah that He did preserve your life so
Man,
you can
hallelujah.
continue to lift up His name. And we're going to get with you very soon. We appreciate you coming on, and keep Yah with you. And we know He'll be with you. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah. Thank you
Shalom,
for
shalom.
having me, brothers. I appreciate y'all. And may y'all be praised forever and ever. Thank you for having me.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.